Hi, this is Laura Fulcher, and today I'm making another video for Memory Box, and the project that we're going to make is a stationery holder that I made out of a 2-pocket folder. The nice thing about this gift is it's really cheap, it's fast, it's easy to make. You can make a whole bunch of these in a short amount of time. All you need to do is to start with a 2-pocket folder, and I usually buy the ones that don't have the prongs in the middle because those just get in the way. So you want one that just has 2 pockets. This one that I bought, I got at Office Depot because right now I found that it's kind of hard to find white ones unless you go to an office supply store. And I like to start with a generic white one because I can buy a whole pack and then just change the paper that I use or the stamps I use depending on whoever I am making this for. So white's kind of just a good basic color to start with. So to start with this, I want to have my folder be about 7 inches tall. So I'm going to put this into a scoring tool. I use a score pal to score it. Works real fine. You can use a ruler and a pencil if you want. And I'm just going to score it along the 7-inch mark. Give it a nice deep score so that it's easier to fold. So from the bottom over the pocket to the top, it's going to be 7 inches here. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to line it up over here at the 12-inch mark. So 7 inches down would be here at the 5. And I'm just going to score that really deeply. And what I'm left with is a score line where the top of my folder is going to be, where the top of this stationery holder. Now, if you can see the score mark, I could just as easily cut along this line and this would be the top of my holder. However, if I cut this with scissors, it would give me kind of a jagged, uneven, unfinished edge. So what I'm going to do instead is cut this folder apart. Here's the top. And I'm going to fold over these edges. So what I need to do that is to cut along the center line here up to where I've scored. And you could probably get a much nicer cut with this if you used a ruler and an X-Acto knife, but I'm really dangerous with an X-Acto knife, so I'm going to use scissors and cut to that score line. And what that left me with was 2 flaps that can be folded over that are going to form my stationery holder. So you can see this is now going to be the height of my book. What I need to do next is tuck in these top flaps into the pocket. The problem is because these are all the same size, it's a little bit too snug to tuck this in. What I need to do is just cut off a little bit of each of these edges here. And to be honest, what I normally do is just take my scissors and cut a little bit off of the side here. But what I want to show you how to do it, I guess, is a little more correct and to use a ruler and to have it be symmetrical. And I'm just going to put the ruler down here at the bottom, and from the edge here inwards, I'm just going to draw a mark at the 1/2 inch. And once I've done that, that'll allow me to put my ruler at the top corner here and the ruler at my mark here and draw a line. And by doing that, I'm left with a cutting guide that will show me what area to cut off here so that it'll fit into the pocket. So here's one that I've already done just to show you that I did the same mark here and here and here and here, and this is just going to show me where I need to cut, and it's going to give me sort of an envelope shape when I'm done cutting. And when that happens, I'm left with this, and so you can see where I've cut out the corners. Once that's done, you're just going to put these top pieces into the pockets so that you're given a nice finished area, and that's where you're going to slide your cards that you're giving away as gifts. If you try to put the flaps in and it's not fitting, it's real snug, just cut off a little extra there on the edges. And what I'm left with is a blank slate that's ready to decorate with whatever papers I want to use, whatever stamps. You could use paint. You could decorate the outside so that it matches the cards you put on the inside, which is kind of a nice thing to do. And before you do any decorating, I used a ribbon and wrapped it around so that I could glue this down and then put whatever paper I wanted on top. So again, you could measure this, but I just eyeball it. And when I glue this, I put my ribbon where I want it, and then I just add a little bit of glue here, and I add a little bit of glue on the back to hold the ribbon right at the edge. And the reason why I don't worry about taping the entire length of this is that I'm going to put paper and all kinds of things on top that'll hold my ribbon down. So just tacking it a little bit on the edges will work just fine. And here is the finished project. For the top, I used some of the Memory Box Thistle Dot paper. I really like the color. It matches well with the Thistle note card paper. I printed out my monogram off of the computer onto cardstock and then punched it out. And to stamp it, I used the Kappa Flourish, which is B1264. It seems to be a good stamp that works well with monograms. I just like that one a lot. And as you can see, my ribbon here is at the edge. When I open it up, you can see the cards that I put inside. The project itself holds 4 cards and envelopes really easily. You could put more cards in there. It'll just make the finished project puff up a little bit more. But you can see it's a pretty tight fit, so there is room for more cards if you'd like. And I just put in some extra Christmas cards that I made, and I made sure to add one of the Memory Box coordinating envelopes with it. It's kind of nice that they make note cards and envelopes. It's kind of a nice finishing touch. And I just slid these in. But as I said, you could color coordinate your cards if you wanted. You could do whatever. The pocket that I bought had a space for business cards, so what I did was just add a little bit of this Thistle note card and made it a pocket area that I could slide some stamps in there so that they would have enough stamps to go with the cards I made them. So that's it. It's a really quick, easy project to do. I hope it inspired you as a way to give away some of your cards as gifts, because giving away cards is a nice personal thing to do. Hope you all have a happy holidays, and thanks for watching.